Okay, so in the 80s, we had Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jason, Leatherface, and they were awesome. Um, I know there's been quite a few remakes of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I will tell you now, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre cannot be outdone. Um, that was based on a legend. Um, I've done some research into it. Some people say it's based on a true story. Others say it's based on someone that made it up. Either way, the original was awesome. Um, so these remakes, Hollywood, stop. Because you're not going to top the originals, okay? Um, and Friday the 13th, let's not do no more, okay? Because we have so many Friday the 13th movies, um, and each one is different from the original storyline. And I don't get it. Why? Um, the Halloween movies with Michael Myers, Jamie Lee Curtis, wonderful actress, scream queen all the way. Um, she did a wonderful job in those movies. I loved them. I watched all of them. Yeah, at times they didn't really make sense, but it followed the same storyline. Michael Myers tries to kill Jamie Lee Curtis, and in the end, Jamie Lee Curtis kills, well, supposedly kills Michael Myers. Now, in the very last movie of Halloween that Jamie Lee Curtis did, they actually did kill Michael Myers. So there is no bringing him back. And Hollywood, if you try to bring him back, I'm going to say, because after the way he died in the last Halloween movie, he can't come back. That's all there is to it. Um, Freddy Krueger, hey, what can I say? Robert Englund does a wonderful job as Freddy, and he is just an awesome character. He brings Freddy to life. He is the original Freddy Krueger. There isn't going to be no one that can top Robert Englund when it comes to being Freddy Krueger. Um, Leatherface, I know there's been several of them, but as I said before, the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre was the original story. Don't know if it's based on true life or not. They say it is, some say it isn't. Who knows? So, now, as for the Scream movies, perfect storyline, perfect actors, actresses, Ghostface, he could have been better. I've seen better killing, better original ideas. Hollywood, you got to think outside the box, okay? You have got to be creative like you were with Jigsaw, okay? Jigsaw was wonderful. The ideas he had and the jigsaw puzzles he came up with for people to get out of was wonderful. Just amazing, okay? Um, you know, I just, I really don't watch too many of today's horror movies because I just, I can't get into them. Sorry, that's my opinion. Um, after being raised with some of the awesomest characters in horror movies, it's kind of hard to outbeat them. I know there are several other people that may have different opinions about that, but let's face it, the 80s is what made the horror movies. So we're the 70s. So we're the 60s, you know. I mean, you just can't outdo us. Okay? No matter how hard you try, you cannot outdo us. Okay? And there was another movie I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember which one it was. Oh, now I remember. It's about the Warrens. Yes, everybody knows that Mrs. Warren was supposedly psychic, and her husband helped her through her episodes that she would have. But making movies based on what they went through, I mean, good storyline and all, but really you need to tell the backstory on the Warrens. You need to get it all out there and not just bits and pieces of it. Okay? There's a lot of unanswered questions like, where did they come from? When did she realize she became a psychic? How old was she? Did her parents think she was crazy? I mean, these are questions that need to be answered about the Warrens. If you're going to make movies, you have got to answer all the questions from A to Z. I know sometimes it's hard and sometimes it isn't. So, on that note, I'm going to say good night, horror fans.